So right before we get into the video, I wanted to give a massive shout out to my good friend Brandon. He made this badass new YouTube banner that you're seeing on screen right now. It is on my YouTube channel now as the main channel art, and it is amazing. This dude, he came up to me on Twitter and he offered to make this, so in order to repay him in any way that I possibly can, all I can ask you guys to do is go subscribe to his YouTube channel and follow him on all his social media links and everything like that. They're going to be linked in the description. He's got insane talent. He is such a crazy good artist, and you need to check out his stuff. So go ahead and follow him on all his social media platforms. It's going to be linked in the description. Thanks again, Brendan, if you're watching this for the YouTube banner. It is badass. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose XBL bringing you another Injustice 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about is the possibility that the entire Injustice 2 roster may have been leaked. Now this is something that came before the brand new Injustice trailer that we got yesterday, alongside the massive amount of news that we got with all the character reveals and the pre-order bonuses and everything. So the reason that everyone is talking about this leak right now is because a lot of the characters on the list have been characters that have since been revealed from this brand new trailer and through the pre-order bonus. So we're going to get to that in a second, but right before we do, I just want to ask you guys if we can get this video to 1,500 likes. You guys smashed the like button on the last video, and I really appreciated that, so thank you guys so much, and let's see if we can set that same goal. So if we can hit 1,500 likes on this video, I love you guys so much, and with that said, let's get into the topic that we have at hand. Now this resurfaced on Reddit, and a lot of people are starting to talk about it again just because this leak came out before the latest trailer. So everyone's speaking about it because a lot of the characters included in the list were characters that have since been revealed. So let me just go over this. A few things to make note of. Some of the characters that have already been revealed aren't included on this list. So you're not going to see Harley, or you're not going to hear Harley or Deadshot on the list, because since this was made, those characters had already been revealed. So let's just get right into it. This guy says that he knows someone who works on Injustice 2, and they have apparently seen a bunch of concept art for the game, and this is the character list that they say is the full roster size. You got Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing, Black Canary, Catwoman, Cyborg, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and we're going to get to that in a second, don't freak out, Cheetah, Firestorm, Flash, Scarecrow, Green Arrow, Captain Cold, Brainiac, Damian Wayne, Black Adam, Dr. Fate, Power Girl, again, don't freak out, Zoom, don't freak out, and Mr. Freeze. He also claims from this leak that came out before the trailer that Brainiac was going to be the main villain of the story. Now the reason that I tell you guys not to freak out when I mention the names Power Girl, Zoom, and John Stewart is because yes, those are going to be the pre-order bonus skins for the Flash, Green Lantern, and Supergirl respectively. However, what was told about this leak is the person just saw concept art. So how could he have known at the time that what he was seeing for Zoom, Power Girl, and John Stewart were alternate skins for the respective characters that they were going to be alternate skins for? And seeing concept art, all he could have assumed was that these were going to be playable characters in the game. Now, taking that into mind and minusing those three characters on this list that is posted here, we then add that to the amount of characters that have since been revealed for Injustice 2. We get a total of 30 characters. You then add the 31 with Darkseid being the pre-order bonus, and then the 9 DLC characters that we're going to be getting for the game, and we get that grand total of 40 playable characters, which we had talked about in yesterday's video. So everything seems to be lining up exactly as it was expected with the reveal yesterday. So that's why there's some credibility to this post. Now, in saying that and going over this post and seeing what the characters on this list are going to be a likely possibility to show up in Injustice 2, you're definitely going to get Black Canary. We're definitely going to be getting Swamp Thing. I think it's a very high chance. He's been hinted at, and Ed Boon has teased it enough. The Joker seems like a likely possibility. He's one of the most iconic villains in the history of comic books, so why wouldn't they add him in Injustice 2, especially considering he was the main antagonist in Injustice 1. At least he was the catalyst to the entire story of Injustice 1. So having that in mind, the Joker does seem like a likely inclusion, although at the same time, I think maybe they won't put him in the game just because he was already in the first one. His character's been killed off in this universe, so who knows what they're going to do. We're going to have to wait and see. But then you also got characters like Cyborg, who I think is probably going to be in it. He's a main Justice Leaguer. Green Arrow, again, another character I'm thinking is going to possibly be in it. Firestorm, I think, is going to be in it. Cheetah would be a likely inclusion and would be a nice outside of the box pick. Then you got characters like Scarecrow, who I'm not sure about. And then we get further down the list. Dr. Fate, I think, definitely going to be in the game. He was heavily teased at. His helmet can be seen on the official Injustice 2 t-shirt. And then there's Mr. Freeze. And when I see Mr. Freeze, there's two red flags that come up for me. Number one, Captain Cold and Mr. Freeze are included on this list. So it just wouldn't make sense to me that those two characters that are almost identical in what they do would make it into the game. Number two, this entire list is not including a very special character that I know for sure is going to be in Injustice 2. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about, and that is Red Hood. That is the biggest red flag when I read this entire list, that Red Hood is nowhere to be found. Now, maybe that's because he's going to be a DLC character, but that's something I highly doubt. I think with the amount of people requesting that character since the days of Injustice Gods Among Us, so like 4 or 5 years now, Red Hood is past due his inclusion in the Injustice 2 roster. If he's DLC, well, then I gotta wait even longer to play as this damn character. But I think for sure he is going to be in Injustice 2, and I think very likely he's going to be a part of the main roster. So those are the two big red flags for me. The fact that we got Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold on this list together, and they both are pretty much identical in their moveset, and then the fact that Red Hood isn't included in this list at all. But then again, having Bane, Poison Ivy, Damian Wayne, and Brainiac, as well as confirming that Brainiac would be the main villain of the story, does make me feel like there could be some credibility to this list. Poison Ivy was a bit of an easy guess. She was hinted at on Twitter by Ed Boon, and a lot of people have been speculating, and she was a highly requested character. But Bane and Damian Wayne were both characters I was not expecting to show up in Injustice 2. First of all, they were characters in Injustice Gods Among Us, Damian Wayne being like this alternate skin for Nightwing and everything like that. And then Bane, I was really not expecting to show up in Injustice 2. Nobody really played him that much. He wasn't a really highly favorited character, so I was not expecting him to return to Injustice 2. So the person having that character and Damian Wayne on this list makes me feel like there could be some credibility to the list, as well as the fact that they do mention Brainiac to be playable and to be the main villain of the story. It's also worth noting that, again, this person just saw concept art and made his assumptions through there. So maybe characters like Mr. Freeze or Scarecrow won't show up in the game, but will just be a part of like a stage transition or maybe an interactable on a specific stage, and that's why there's concept art of the character, and all this person did was see those characters and make the assumption that they were a part of the main roster. Either way, we're just going to have to wait and see, but what do you guys think of this list? Do you think there's some credibility to it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, if we can hit 1,500 likes, that would be badass. I would love you guys so much, so drop a like if you did enjoy. I'm Caboose XBL. You can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.